Hey everyone, welcome to class. So today the reason why you're not seeing me on Zoom is because I have lost power, which actually happens pretty frequently around here. Um, and I'm not able to Zoom with you today because I lost power and I don't really get a great phone signal without Wi-Fi. So you're going to be watching this video instead today to complete your tasks for class. Everything needs to be completed by midnight tonight. Okay, so the first thing that you'll do, you can see on the screen there, is you're going to make your weather calendar entry just like we usually do. And then really we're just going to pick up where we left off yesterday in class. So you want to open up your notes to page 67. You're going to be using those charts and those maps. Yesterday we were supposed to, or we talked about sharing um, with the with a partner who did the opposite type of climate change as you. Well, since we can't do that today, what we are going to do is you are going to use my slides here in Canvas, and you're going to copy the information for the opposite type of climate change from what you had studied and learned about yesterday in class. So you'll be able to complete the chart, okay, and learn about the opposite type of climate change. Hey, and just kind of a little tip here. When I think about El Nino, it's pretty much the opposite of La Nina. It's also the opposite, for the most part, of neutral or normal conditions. La Nina, I think, is like really intense normal conditions. So, like, the winds are not just strong, they're really strong. The upwellings are more intense than they usually are. Okay, the difference from warm to cold water is even more extreme. Okay, so it's very similar to normal, just amped up a little bit. Okay, and then you can see that water for La Nina, that cold water is pushed further across the equator, and there's a much smaller pocket of red. And when you look at El Nino, that warm water flows back across the equator, and there's just a small pocket, if any, of blue over in South America. Okay, so you want to make sure as you continue into the activity today that you use the notes, that you use the maps, that you use the summaries to help you complete this. So you are going to be analyzing some real-time data from the equatorial Pacific, and you're going to be trying to look at that data and decide, am I looking at some data about El Nino, or is this La Nina, or is this neutral? So when you open up this document, it's going to be done in a little Google Doc. Okay, it's going to give you some background information that you should, of course, as you know, read thoroughly. Okay, and then you're going to go into this and you're going to answer the questions. Okay, each section is kind of separated to help you focus. So like this first one here, you're going to be looking at the surface temperature. So you're really only thinking about the ocean temperature in this section. Okay, and it's going to kind of prompt you couple of things to make sure that you're looking at carefully when you look at any of the maps or later on graphs and things like that. Look at the units carefully, look at what the colors represent, look at the X and Y axis. Okay, make sure you examine everything really carefully before answering any of the questions. Okay, you won't get the results of the answers right away. They're going to come to me, and then I'll release them once everybody has completed the activity. Okay, and then when you're finished with this, then you are all done with El Nino and La Nina, okay, as well as being done for the holiday break. So again, today you want to finish filling out your chart and your maps and your summaries, and then you're going to use that information to complete this little sort of online lab, so to speak, where you're looking at real data collected in the Pacific Ocean to figure out El Nino and La Nina. So if you guys have any questions today, please send me an email, message me in Canvas. When my power comes back on, I will answer them as soon as I am able to. I hope you all have a great break. Enjoy your time off, and I will see you next year. Have a good one.